Hey guys, I'm just in one of my favorite spots that I like to hang out in, and so I walked down here this morning a little while ago with the intention of meditating, which I did do for a while. Meditation comes in many different forms, and today I was just sitting here just looking at the trees, and then I noticed there was some crows down by the river who were just hopping along the rocks, and so I watched them for quite a while. And these crows, they were hopping along the rocks, I suppose foraging for bugs, and they were occasionally having a little drink of water from the river, and yeah, I was really enjoying the joys of bird watching, just watching these little crows. They looked like young crows, they were quite small, and yeah, I was just watching them live their lives, and that was my meditation for the day, one of my meditations. I also walked here. Normally I would ride my bike, which takes like 5 minutes, but walking is much more meditative, in my opinion. So, as far as a exercise regime goes, walking certainly has its place. Riding a bicycle can be meditative as well, but I would say personally walking is more meditative. And so yeah, I really like to hang out down here, and I will show you why that is. And it is because it's such a beautiful natural environment. We have the river here, and the sound of the river is very meditative, so it's perfect for meditation. And there is a highway over there, so that is not preferable, but you have to kind of drive a bit of a ways to get out of humanity. So, this will have to do. And then, yeah, it's such a beautiful little spot. We have so many wonderful trees here. This one is one of them. I'm not sure exactly what kind of tree this is. I think it could be an elm tree, but I really can't say. I think it's an elm, some variety of elm, but I'm not totally sure. So yeah, I came down here, I did my little meditation, but I realized that I was feeling a little bit groggy. So I came down here to this little grassy area, and I did a little workout. I did not much, it was not really very strenuous, but I did 100 push-ups and 100 squats, and I think like 50 sit-ups, and now I feel so awake and so revitalized. And like, who needs coffee when you can just have a good workout in the morning, you know? I feel like people generally only need coffee because they're addicted to it, and then they feel that they need it due to the addiction. I do drink coffee very occasionally, in very small amounts, but I find that if I drink much of it, it makes me feel anxious. I suppose I have a natural predisposition to anxiousness, so stimulants is something that I should probably stay away from. Here we have some wonderful wildflowers, and I really appreciate them. I have much gratitude for them. Of course, humans plant these different species of flowers in gardens and so on and so forth, but there's something particularly beautiful about the wild variety, because it's just free and it's just self-replicating, which is amazing. What a beautiful, vibrant color those are. They don't smell like anything, but they have such a vibrant kind of pinkish purplish color. And then over here we have some other wildflowers. It's these ones are is some variety of dandelion, and this dandelion is not your typical dandelion. It's really big and it looks a bit different. And yeah, as you can see, it's like a huge dandelion. It's a different species of dandelion. And this is one of my favorite aspects here of this place, which is these huge weeping willow trees, which are amazing. I think they're at least probably at least a few hundred years old, as they are pretty big. And yeah, weeping willows are one of my favorite type of trees. And why that is because they just look so interesting. They're very beautiful, they're very unique and recognizable. And in my opinion, I just think they have a wonderful aura to them. I think that trees in general have their own auras, their own energies. And if you are in tune with the spiritual world, you can sense these auras from all living things. And these trees have such an aura. The thing about weeping willow trees is that they don't really have a use to human beings. They don't, I think some variety of weeping willow has some medicinal qualities, which may be exploited to a degree, but other than that, I don't think weeping willows have much of a value to humans. I don't think the wood is very good to burn. I don't think the wood is very good to build things out of, and so generally people leave them for decorative purposes. Where if this was like a big cedar tree or something, or a big fir tree, chances are it would have been logged years ago for the lumber. But because these trees are not really too desirable for art or construction or what have you, then they are preserved. And I am a big fan of preserving some of the trees for energetic purposes, for ecological purposes, and beautification purposes. The bark on this thing is quite amazing. It's really, really thick bark. These trees have been here for longer than I've been alive, much longer. And hopefully they will be here even longer than that. For thousands of years, hopefully. I'm not sure how long these specific trees live for, but hopefully they reach their expected life. Here we have more of these weeping willow trees. This one's a little bit smaller. Not much though. just being out in nature is so meditative. And oftentimes, I will come out here and I will read a book. I've been getting into the habit to a degree of reading, because that's not something which I have done in many years, specifically non-fiction books about philosophy and also kind of biographical books, not non-fiction, right? Mostly. I don't see much of a point in reading fiction these days. Although, with fiction, you have to read between the lines and kind of read what the message is of the story. So in some cases, fiction could be of equal value for sure. This one you can see from afar. Trees are highly intelligent creatures. They are very sensitive to vibration. A tree can sense the water that's underground, and the roots will send the roots in that direction. And trees are amazing, you know. Furthermore, I think they're much more intelligent than human beings in a way, because human beings are like a parasite on this planet. We just destroy and just cause this disgusting pollution, where trees are much more in sync with the environment. They live in symbiosis with all the other species. And human beings have these minds which are terrible, because we just imagine these horrible scenarios, and we have these negative thought programs, and we're capable of such treachery towards other human beings as well, where trees are not capable of any kind of sin or any negative thought. Trees just are. They are completely in the present moment. And being with these trees also puts human beings into the present moment. Because being within the trees and in these natural environments is where we originated from, and we were not designed to be in these like concrete jungles where most people live. And yeah, it's a shame, really, that not many people can appreciate the nature. If you asked the average person, and indeed I know many people who, if I asked them what do they think about this tree, if I asked them that, their response would not be very philosophical, and they would just say, "That's a beautiful tree," and that's where it would end for them. They would not mention the aura of the tree. they would not speak more profoundly about how the tree makes them feel, and they would not philosophize about nature. So this is kind of why I don't generally associate with many people. I do associate with my family, even though most of them are not what I would consider to be very philosophically aware, but that's more just because I grew up around them, and they they are kind to me in the materialistic sense, and to a degree in the emotional sense. But what I consider to be the kindest of kindness is to share your philosophy. And that is why I am sharing my philosophy now to you all, so perhaps you could comment down below and tell me what your philosophy is, and do you feel a deep reverence for nature like I do? Or do you not give a shit about nature? I would love to hear about that. So it's really smoky here lately because there's a lot of wildfires. So it looks quite apocalyptic. Normally you can see those mountains super clearly, but lately this past month or two, it's been so damn smoky. And it's not healthy either. I really miss being on the coast for multiple reasons. I miss the ocean, being near the ocean, going swimming in the ocean, and kayaking, fishing, and just being near such a powerful natural entity. And then, yeah, the air is much more fresh, obviously. It's not down there on the island, it's not smoky as hell like it is here. So yeah. Oh yeah, back to the reading. So I've read a few books here, right, in this particular spot. And normally I will either sit on that bench right there, or I will just sit in the grass. And sitting in the grass is quite nice because you really feel a connection with the earth. And so, yeah, compared to being in my home, here I feel so much more inspired to read my book, because I can't really explain why exactly. It's just, it's the fresh air, the natural environment, and just being in a different environment I find is very inspiring, which is why I want to aspire to travel in the future. In the future, I think I will maybe make a new channel just for traveling videos, because when I am in a new environment, I kind of, to a degree, I feel like a new person, and I feel more inspired to continue to self-actualize and to learn new things, and to do my spiritual research, to do my meditation and different spiritual practices. So yeah, the benefits of being in a new environment can be quite profound, you know. I feel like when you're just in the same old place day after day, your thinking can become a little bit stagnant. So it's good to just get out of the house and into these different environments, and that can perhaps provide some degree of inspiration for you. So, yeah. I hope that this video has given you some things to think about, and I'm curious what your thoughts are on it. And yeah, it's a beautiful world, so get out there and take advantage of it while you're still alive. Enjoy your life, like I am.